your Christmas will be good.
We always give it like we should.
We riding high on Santa's sleigh up to the sky. No way the Grinch will get nearby.
Thank God that Christmas has arrived.
I am so glad to be here, Martin, and thank y'all for coming, DJ and Julian.
Of course, yeah. No, we're glad to have you. I'm glad that this has been in the making for a while.
Yeah.
Thank you again for the songs that you've made for the Broke Boyz Holiday Special.
Thank you.
You are incredible. Like I told you before, you inspire me. You are such an impactful person, and this has been waiting for a while.
Yeah, but now it's here.
Now it's here. Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. It's actually an honor. It's beyond me right now that it's wow, Jesus. It's like sometimes I don't even know or I can't remember how I started. But it's just that the Holy Spirit moves me in a way that when I come to know that foundation of that podcast here, just like what you said long time ago, it's about having a good time, but also keeping in touch with the reality of our daily struggles.
Yeah.
So that's what really got me going and wanting to voluntarily produce those variants of the Christmas jingle.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. And I showed them to DJ, and I told DJ, I was just like, look, listen to these.
Yeah.
And it was hard just to sit there and then to pick one because they were all so good.
Oh.
And when he showed me, I was like, dude, he produced a lot. Like, when we get this guy on the podcast episode, it's going to be a good one for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
course,
so.
Of course. You did
And
great. You did great.
Yeah, and I told everybody that I think getting enough people to all four talk, and
Right.
that way it eases the conversation. You
Yeah.
feel a little bit more comfortable.
Right.
My whole goal is to make you feel comfortable and make sure that you're okay.
Yes.
And at any given moment that you need a break, you let us know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So welcome back to another episode of the Broke Boys. I'm Martin, and I got my boy DJ and Julian, and we have special guest Nico, who is a songwriter and a producer here in Fresno.
Thank you so much. My name is Nico Vargas, y'all. Thank you so much, Martin, for having me here on this episode. And like he said, I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, and a complex individual with autism. Yes. And I'm glad to be producing those variants because, come on, as I've studied other radio shows, they've had Christmas variants, or some podcasts they had Christmas variants in their episodes. So,
Yeah.
and some of the jingles right there, maybe they switched up the lyrics just for the holidays and for the festive touch. So, hey, I thought, why not for this one? No.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that was such a great idea, and thank you. And I know right now you're still working on the cover song.
Yes, I am.
With Rockstar Turtle.
Yes.
And even the snippets that you sent me, the samples of those.
Yeah.
That's coming out incredibly well done as well. So,
Thank you. It's still in the works.
Yeah, no,
it's
yeah.
still in the works. So I'm almost, like I said, like I'm very detailed oriented in that way. So hopefully it's like radio ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's
good.
gonna be awesome.
That's good. Now, we're here today to talk about your story, and I told you this before. You really inspire me, and you would be such a great, impactful influencer.
Thank you
for a
much.
lot of people out there.
Thank you much, bro.
So whenever you feel like you're ready, and tell people your story.
All right. So
What became of Nico?
Oh, right. All right. So during my infancy years, way back in the 90s, late 90s, early aughts. So my brother and I, we're both diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. But at the same time, those doctors were pretty much given that false prognosis in a way that it sounds discouraging, but to y'all listeners right here, look where we're at now. We defied the odds of what those doctors were saying, and although I'm like, where's their license at? Although they were saying that we were not going to talk, we're not going to be educated, we're not going to be independent, we're not going to move, yada, 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 yada. Yeah. But we defied against that.
Call them out. Call them out right
Right. You doctors, where's your license? Where is it? Provide some proof.
Starts dropping addresses.
now. It's like, leave me at my address right now.
Right.
Shame on you, but hey, grace be upon you, but still, wrong prognosis, yo.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So by the time it was after we were diagnosed, around the same time, actually, at that part two, I started to hum along to certain songs on the radio. And no, not nursery rhymes, no kiddie songs. I wasn't getting into them at the time. So I was pretty much, God was developing that auditory process in my brain, in my neurological function. So very much so that 4 years later, at the age of 7, I started to teach myself how to play piano and sing.
Wow. So you taught yourself.
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
But although a couple of years later on, I forgot to mention, also at 7, I discovered that I have perfect pitch.
Wow.
For those of you who are not familiar with perfect pitch, it's a rapid auditory processing, identifying a pitch instantly in a second without a reference point.
Kind of like Charlie Puth.
Yeah, Charlie Puth has that.
Charlie Puth has said that's what I've heard, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
It's a gift.
So it's before I got into lessons, I was just going along with that. I was given the sheet music by my dad at the time because he thought I wanted to read it. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to play what I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, I've gotten the keyboard, just a tiny little keyboard, but which I've learned it from there very much. And by identifying those pitches, I started to sing along sing those pitches naturally.
Yeah, yeah.
So from there on forward, that's where the rest is history, as I will tell. Or y'all have questions, y'all welcome to ask.
Yeah.
Well, one of the questions I had is, so like with being diagnosed with autism, what's one of the main things that you struggled with?
One of the things I struggle with is not knowing where I fit in the real world. And especially having that that's distinct neurological function, much more like, as some people call it, a deficit.
Right.
But I would in a way, but in another part of me says, no, it's not. So it's more like being self-aware of that kind of gift in the heart, but also kind of had me distanced from reality, from the realities of the real world.
Right.
So there's this, that's like the uphill battle, the constant battle in being juxtaposed, in being so abstract and artistic, and then being in touch with the real world. I was like, how am I artistic? How am I this? How am I that?
Right.
Well, I mean, it's good to be on either side, but being in between, God, it's an uphill battle. Unless music takes me over reasonably. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So continuing on, by the time I got music lessons at 9, I had this piano structure. I fought against him during not physically, but rather verbally, convincing him that I wanted to play Journey's Faithfully at the recital, at the winter recital. Matter of fact, speaking of Journey, one of the influences, I had many influences growing up, as my parents exposed me to many great artists. Vicente Fernandez, Earth, Wind and Fire, Journey, Garth Brooks, what else? Phil Collins, Lionel Richie, Bruno Mars, Whitney Houston.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a wide range.
That's all.
Good ones, yeah.
It's a wide range right there. So that they've been exposing me to a lot. But even having bilingual parents, of course, they also encouraged me to learn how to sing in Spanish, of course. Being influenced by Vicente Fernandez and Pepe Aguilar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Viva la
Rest in
raza.
peace, bro.
Viva la raza.
Real king.
The real king.
Right. So going on with the lessons, as years passed, I've also been involved in youth orchestras of Fresno for a few years. What was that? Gaining. Oh shucks! Wow, I just lost my book. Oh yeah, gaining classical training and enhancing the craft in that way.
Right.
So very much it's more like I sought out training and enhancement in that way, not just relying on the natural talent there.
Right.
So, because as I've learned from many performances growing up, even one certain live album from Earth, Wind, and Fire, that's always been mesmerizing me.
Right.
And speaking of being mesmerized, I also struggled with as a young kid being sensitive to loud noises, like a vacuum cleaner, alarms, sirens, the emergency alert system, one where the Amber Alert goes off. I've always, y'all be like, I remember in that one episode of a Halloween episode, you were scared of that.
Yeah.
I was beyond scared. No lie there. So, oh gosh. So yeah, but now looking back, I thought, so no wonder how I got mesmerized and I got more sensitive into those noises and also mesmerized by the music growing up.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is quite a wonderful process that way.
Yeah. That's a good talented gift to have, though. You know, a lot of people don't really appreciate music for what it is. And obviously the gift that you were given, you're able to at least be able to naturally find your tune in it. You know, not a lot of people can appreciate good music. So
And not a lot of people do nowadays.
Exactly.
It's pretty sad like that way. You know what I'm saying? Because like back in decades before, come on, people be appreciated it more.
It was more authentic.
It was more
That's what
authentic.
it is.
Yes, absolutely. And by the time I reached, a lot of autistics have encountered bullying too, because being intellectually gifted or being gifted on another part of the brain,
Right.
or whether it be in art, science, and of course I'm being one of them. I know it's cliched, but hey, what I've been through is may not be like anybody else, but I'm still on the same boat as others. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, like, obviously I know you've been bullied. You know, it's something that we all go through, I feel like. But being born with autism, do you remember like one of the most memorable times of like being bullied or anything that really stood out to you like that? Like,
one of the things, actually, it was not being bullied by another student. There was this one incident that even my parents have told me that went over my head. But basically, because I was a big fan of the show at the time. I still am, and The Simpsons. Those are just the two words I wrote on the black concrete ground.
Right.
It was not gangster. There's nothing affiliated to it.
Yeah.
But I just wrote it down. But they think of it as graffiti. The staff, the teachers, they thought of it as graffiti.
Was it with like chalk or?
With chalk? What? just a chalk. That's it. Just those words. No fancy font. No gangster font. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just that. Just how I wrote it as a kid. Only 7, 8 years old. That's it.
right.
But
They didn't like the show, that's why.
maybe not. Maybe not. As it was the
haters.
2000s, and maybe that the second decade of when the show was running, that's probably what I think. I think they probably thought that I got influenced heavily by it, but who knows?
Yeah.
But I consider that goes to show them oh shit, that autistic dude, oh, what a noise maker. He wrote those words on the ground. It costing me money to make it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, just to get back on topic about like obviously with your talent and being into music.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you're doing now? I know you're a songwriter and producer. So what are you getting into?
Right now, I'm involved in the cover band Eminent Groove.
Okay.
Which the genres that we play in particular are a variety, if you ask me, but mostly oldies, cumbias, R&B, soul,
There you go.
Latin, pop, rock and roll, old time rock and roll. You get my drift. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
pretty much we just play 100% live music.
Gotcha.
100% live.
How did that start? Did they reach out to you? You reach out to them?
It began when last year, when my dad brought it to me that my cousin had reposted the search post from Facebook. So my dad came to the garage. I was recording another song at the time, but he showed me the post searching for a keyboard player and vocalist, yada, 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 yada. So I thought, I'll take the chance.
Yeah.
So
You always got to try it out.
yes.
You never know what will come of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. just like I was sensing the door of breakthrough in that way. So I thought, okay, this is gonna be another stepping stool.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
That's right.
And so we're getting through. We're expanding a little bit too. And even next month we'll be performing down southeast to Porterville.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, next month.
wow.
Is it going to be in like a club? Is it going to be outdoors?
In the casino inside
Oh, Eagle Mountain?
at Eagle Mountain Casino
Nice.
at Tap
Go see.
Redwood Tap Room.
Better take a trip real quick.
I'm going to lose all my money, and then you're going to cheer me up. Singing at the end.
Silent crying in the club.
Just don't play no R&B. I start crying.
So it's been going well, although there are ups and downs within the band too, because let's be real, bands also get messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like any other corporation, they could be feuds, there could be fights in between, or there could be conflicts within.
Right.
Yeah.
And sure, we may have some, but we always have that mindset to work them out.
Right. Right.
So pretty much that's how because the music is always at the center of the heart here, and to entertain people and to have them have a good time, basically, to give them that groove that they won't forget.
Right. Right.
Do you feel like you ever feel pressure performing live like that?
Not really, although I did initially by the time we performed in talent shows, but that was like only one moment that I was pressured. That was like the start of it.
And then
But
after that, it was,
I kind of
you just
learned
need
to
to
be
break the
like,
ice.
just do it.
Yeah.
You'll get through it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So back in elementary school, that's when it happened exactly. So that other than that, boom, just did it. Just went through it.
Wow.
That's strong.
I know you were mentioning talent shows that
Yes.
you said that you were a part of American Idol.
Oh, I tried
And
out.
then you tried out, right?
I tried out twice for American Idol. But I didn't make it past the producers round.
Really? So tell me about that experience, if you don't mind me asking.
I have a YouTube video up right now it's from the first it's from the first audition way back in 2019 that I auditioned at San Jose. From right there, it was nerve-wracking too, but right over when we got to San Jose, I had to wait at least an hour to get into that
Like
to
the
get in that
standing room?
line, or at least I think 2 hours to get into that one of those panels in the convention center.
Oh shit! Dang.
Maybe more than that. I can't
Was there
remember.
a long line? Or-
It was long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could imagine like how it went across other cities in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, you could imagine. So, or the other lines may be long, but we did get there early enough for the line to be not like 9 hours long. Like had to wait for like a quarter of a day or a third of a day. So wow, it was. But by the time I reached to that panel, I sung Aerosmith's "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing," which went well, but still got rejected.
Wow.
But that first moment there, I was so depleted, dejected, felt discouraged. But Dad gave me the pep talk, so to speak.
The uplifting.
Afterward, telling me, well, it's not about being on TV, because you don't even need reality TV to get recognition.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely not.
because it's all about what's in the heart, what you do with it, what you do with the music, being authentic about it, and just get it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It ain't about the reality TV, because the business behind the reality TV. They flip over the narratives.
Yeah.
They don't stick with even with the nasty contracts. They don't even even stick with the individual narratives.
Right.
Yeah,
No, they don't.
Right.
I get you.
Yeah. So and I tried again 2 years later, still got rejected, passed the first round.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, well, that's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, at least you had the balls enough to go and try.
Yeah.
There's other people that wouldn't even.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would not.
I could not. I could not.
But I thought I would give it a try because I saw that article that the American Idol was going to audition in a city nearby.
Yeah.
It's nearest at the time it was San Jose.
Yeah.
It was worth a try, and it was worth learning.
Yeah, it's about taking risks.
Absolutely.
And then you either learn from the lessons or sometimes you continue progressing with what you're more passionate about.
Yeah. So, so that was something to look back and be like, hey, at least I tried that, but I don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said you produce a lot of music, that you wrote some songs. What is one of the songs that you have your personal favorite?
I don't have a particular favorite, but the most personal one I would say is If Only I Can Help It. Mm-hmm. That one, I wrote it during the pandemic, actually. And it all encapsulates into what I yearn again. It's just the purest, joyous moments of innocence from my childhood that have etched into my soul deeply in the heart here that I'm like, I want to experience that again and again and again. But coming to adulthood and coming with the burdens and having carry the weight of the burdens of adulthood, it's pretty much like a drive. But yes, it could get to me, yes, but it's more like a drive to help me get to pour it out in that way.
Right.
So it was very personal in that way. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried while writing it too. So it's pretty much why I said in those lyrics, I won't let go of my inner child. I can walk outside for miles till I'm tired of the path for a good while. Nobody can get the best of me. I won't fall back from being free, and I can't wait to find the best of things. And I'm glad to spread my wings to fly, if only I can help it.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So that's what pretty much it says in the hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, honestly.
Thank
Because there's
you.
not a lot of people that actually reach in and try and fulfill their inner child.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I feel like is very important. Because when you become an adult, like you were saying earlier, when you get into adulthood, you forget a lot of what your inner child wanted, right? So whether that be like a dream job, a dream car, or just conquering those dreams that you really wanted to do as a kid. Like for me, it was learning how to play the guitar. Now, if you're passionate enough about it, you'll reach that dream and go back and try and teach yourself as an adult just to try and fulfill that inner child want. You know what I'm saying? So that's amazing. That's great.
Thank you.
Of course.
I appreciate it. And also another song that I would say it's kind of semi-favorite, but is the most recent one I've released along with the Stars of the Spectrum album in collaboration with other musicians. And the Flutie Foundation is built, and I did feature 2 other singers in there, and that song is to amplify that desire of breaking free from those past strongholds. Like, let's say if your past relationship was more like holding you back and not allowing you to be free for who you are and show your authentic self. It even God forbid having you to at least do those favors for them, but not primarily for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not putting yourself first.
Putting yourself first. That's right. So it's like putting yourself first, putting your priorities like up front, only for you in a center here, and not really much, not much giving a fuck about what others say about you.
Right. Right.
Ain't that the truth, DJ?
Hey,
Ain't that the truth?
we relating to that one a little heavy
Yeah.
today.
Oh God.
Really relatable, because man, we can get into that another day. But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's pretty much of why that song is more upbeat than If Only I Can Help It, but it's giving you that kind of that kind of vibe to march on. March on, soldier.
Yeah. Right.
To in a way give you a push to where you're excited for the next adventure, for the new chapter.
Yeah. Getting ready for that.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Is there anything that motivates you, or any key person or key moment that continuously keeps you going?
Wow. I would say first and foremost, my Lord and Savior.
Amen.
The very first thing that motivates me and always keeps me going with His grace, His mercy, and His power. That and His infinite, unrequited love for all of us, and that's what keeps me going. And when I sing freely with Him in here, that's where it elevates it to another level.
Right.
So that's on why even back then in my childhood, of when listening to those great artists growing up, thanks to my parents, they've exposed me to it. They pushed me it pushed me and my brother to be at our best.
That's right.
And they've defied against the odds, and they pretty much like tore down those labels, those preconceived notions,
Right.
or such prejudice in a way that can deter us from moving up and moving forward.
Shout out, mom and dad.
Yeah,
Shout out, Mom and Dad.
Did your
Shout out
thing.
to them. We love you. But also my extended family is part of the support system as well.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for y'all too.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you.
No, we're thankful for you.
Oh, thank
For
you.
your support.
And for the past experiences that have led me into where I am today and where I'll be going.
Yeah.
And speaking of one of those songs, Broke Boyz 999, shout out to you, Rockstar Turtle.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for making this song for all of us. Not just the anthem itself, but a drive for everybody who feels like they need something to get them going.
That's right. That's another thing too. Rockstar Turtle, man. I haven't seen him in a while, but the last song he made, what was it?
Demons?
Demons. Yeah, that one hit home.
Yeah.
Even you remember the Valentine's Day special he
Will You
made
Be My
last year?
Valentine's? Yeah.
that one.
That
My Valentine.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. He had pulled up to the crib, and it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And we were out there, and we were just fucking drinking and chilling, and then he was like, "You know what, man? I'm gonna show you guys this the song that I've been working on. It's for Valentine's Day. Let me know what you guys think." He starts bumping it up on the Camry, and we're just having just a blast. And we're like, "Dude, this is good."
Such a creative guy, man. I can't wait for his next projects coming up.
Yeah. I haven't met up with him in a while. I know that he's so busy with work. He has 2 different jobs, and he's always constantly just grinding. The Demons he had released recently. We had talked a while back when he was going through a few things, and I just remember like, okay, like a lot of the stuff that we had talked about, he poured into that song,
Right?
And it's just so incredible that a lot of artists, they can sit there and you know what, I'm gonna pour my heart and soul into this.
They have that out.
That's what we're talking about.
The outlet, yeah.
That's something that I just feel like is so, like I said, talented, because I've always thought about it like, okay, people can really sit down and write out how they feel. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I
me
wish I
either.
could, but I can't.
I'd start ripping the paper midway.
But it's insane because you can write it out and then turn around and turn it into a song. And obviously,
Yes.
Enjoy it.
yeah, other people can relate to it on a deeper level, you know, and
Yes.
and being able to have that passion like Juice WRLD himself, XXX Tentacion, you know, people like them, they're able to do that, and it really shows that a flower can't bloom out of the concrete. Like, even though you're going through all this, he still overcomes whatever he was going through at that time. He still is able to publicize it and be brave enough to do that, and to try and make a change to certain things. So it's amazing, man. Music is credible. Music is incredible.
Yes, it is, man. It's at the center of our lives, dude.
Yeah, literally.
Along with with that kind of drive right there, Rockstar Turtle inspires me too. Although we have a lot of growing to do.
Yeah.
It's that right there, as I would like to say, each and every time that I feel down, own the pain before it owns you. Because if you let the pain get to you, as if it's taking over your mind, then what's good the battle is for? What is it worth?
Right.
So not only I wanted to encourage others to pick their battles wisely, not only that, but also knowing when it's worth it or not.
Right.
And very much like your decisions and the way that you come across to others. Granted, I'm far from perfect. Ain't we all?
Yeah, I don't think anybody could say
So,
they're perfect.
Yeah. It's quite a complex journey that we're juxtaposed with our demons. And so far, it even looking at where we are now and where we will be in our future, though. Who knows if some upcoming song or some new song that's going to be released this year will hit so deeply at an instant to where it drives you to keep marching on, right? And or like the next adventure, not just a song, but in any adventure that comes your way and the risks that comes with it.
Right.
And also one of the struggles that I've also dealt with in terms of the neurological function in that way or deficit is more like self-isolation, because social skills have been pretty much an uphill battle constantly, the most challenging I've ever faced.
Right.
So ever since as a child, I was very much perceiving things like the wrong way. Hence I was still learning, but the social skills, I could not communicate those desires, nor my wants, nor my needs. No, props to my parents. They've been advocating, for us,
Right.
in a way that even while we're at school or during those events, we would, when we were kids, we were not. Of course, that would make us more susceptible to bullying or intellectual bullying or those that are jealous or envious. It happens to a lot of autistic folks, and once I see those videos of them rising above, that's another drive that I would get too, because I'm like, oh, Lord is so good because He has given them that kind of power as well, but not just them, but it goes for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I am beyond words at this point. I am.
So, what is, if you were to leave a special message for anybody else, whether they're normal or whether they have a diagnosis, what is a special message and motivation that you would give them?
Keep marching on. Even if some things may not go your way, or something goes against you, or something is driving a wedge against you and your worth, you gotta own that worth. And because those other people are just trying to, I can't even think of it right now.
Like belittle
or diminish your worth.
Right.
Don't let them, because I've allowed that before in my past friendships too. Like I've allowed it to where I don't see myself of how I'm worthy, or I lose myself in the process. And sometimes I become a people pleaser.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how very much I lost myself many, 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 many times.
So it's setting up those boundaries, just making sure that you put yourself first, like you said earlier.
That's right,
Prioritize
absolutely.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, prioritize yourself, your self-worth, knowing who you are.
Yes.
And never forgetting that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I get you. That's why I'm so strung on of like respect and loyalty. You don't disrespect me and you don't back down, like for my loyalty.
Right.
Right.
And of course, those people that may have bullied me or have done me wrong, hey,
Fuck
grace
'em.
be
Sorry.
Of course.
No.
Fuck them. But at the same time, grace be upon them. I mean, kind of like in a way of saying, they can eat. but not at our
my-
table.
There you go. There you go.
One of us.
One of us. Fuck them, but grace be upon you.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So yeah, so that's how I would like to say it very much.
Yeah.
That's good. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
American Idol, baby, let's go.
No reality TV. And I did consider twice about going on The Voice and America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need that. No, I don't need to sign those nasty contracts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Even professionals, they may get recruited to go on those shows, and yet they don't even get aired on TV, or some of them are just there for craps and giggles.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought,
Never again.
Never again.
no.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of artists are better off self-made than going. I wouldn't say it's the easy way into certain things, but
Right.
often they do get swindled, whether they're going in with a existing contract through a music label or anything like that. Because even with bigger artists, you see it all the time. I mean, you see people battling their music labels like
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, Uzi.
Uzi.
Yeah, and it becomes a thing where it's like, okay, you made all this money, but at what cost, right?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
getting your fulfillment of the money.
You're not
Exactly.
even getting what you really wanted out of the deal because you're being swindled so heavily. So, I mean, being self-made is everything because you have someone like who's a self-made artist that has their
Tom
own record
McDonald.
label? Yeah, you got people like even Kendrick
Oh,
Lamar.
like
under
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, dude, their whole record label is based upon family.
Yeah.
And close friendships and things of that sort. It's family
Opium.
before business, right?
Yeah, Bad
So-
Bunny's a huge one too. He's one of the artists that when he first blew up, he didn't go with the
He didn't
record
go
label.
record
Right.
label, yeah.
He owns all his music. So then he
Exactly.
ended up like switching up like his contract. So if people wanted to sign him or do anything, he gets 90% of all revenues on all his sales,
Right.
and the people that are in under the label, they get the 10%.
Exactly.
So
That's
he,
how it should be, though.
yeah,
Yeah. And so for like self-coming artists like yourself, it's good to be able to, grow on your own and do your own thing because there's often times that you don't want to get abused. You don't want to get used for your own talent and somebody's like, oh,
somebody else's benefit.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
eat off him.
Yeah.
I got some kid with talent. I'm about to use him for all his bucks. And it's like, dude, that's so inhumane.
That's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. And, obviously someone with big dreams who really wants to make it or really wants to make a name for themselves, they see the bigger picture of their image and what it could be, but they don't see the underhandedness that the record label is going to be doing to them.
And the shady management. you know.
Exactly.
And which leads me to say something about my high school journey. Actually, I didn't get to mention that.
Yeah.
So my brother and I, we both went to in our freshman and sophomore year. Now those kind of people over there. I need you to censor your.
No worries.
Censor,
no worries.
please. So those people over there, they're so pretty much like smart heads.
Right.
Very much so
Big ego.
because it's located on the university campus.
Right.
So it's more like yes, you had to get into music for more than 2 years in order to get into the program.
Oh, wow.
Because they do have a arts program that's embedded within the school.
Right.
But those kind of people over there, like, they were cool at first, but no.
No.
Because
They show
they
their
were
true colors.
Yeah.
they'll show their true colors eventually, and the teachers were there. Yeah, no, and because their personas, and we didn't even get help from like IEPs or nothing like that. What they care about is the statistics and numbers, basically.
Right.
But we then, in the middle of our sophomore year, we went over to Roosevelt High School, and within their arts program, they helped us out a lot. Those people and the teachers were dedicated, very dedicated over there. So, and I had a great vocal instructor who is now doing his own thing, Mr. Richard Woods. I'd love to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for helping me out, along with Fresno City College Instructor, Mrs. Julie Dana. Thank you so much for that. And they've been helping me out with into growing that craft, honing it, and even obtaining constructive criticism to the point where I just growing into what I'll be basically.
Right. So out of everything that you've done musically, what's one of the things that you haven't learned yet that you would love to get into? Like if it's a specific instrument, a type of music.
I would say, anything that's like beyond me, it's more like getting into more into the classical sense of it. Still, and I still have lessons to learn way in the future. I can't really say something more specific, but it's more like in all areas, because if I allow those obstacles to knock me down and I'm not very consistent with the craft, what's the point?
Right.
So that's how, like, I'm saying, like, in most areas.
Right.
Now, I will say that I'm not going to stoop low to make like cookie cutter edge kind of music like that.
Right.
Like, what was her name? SZA.
Oh, okay.
Well, SZA fans, calm down. Hear me out.
They're gonna come after your neck.
No, they may come after me, but you know what? Hey, I'm just still doing my thing. I don't care what they had to say.
Yeah.
If they say that she's a good singer, then go ahead. I don't care. And I'm just saying, because like, honoring those legends, that's what drives me to do more.
Right.
Just like honoring the traditions of my family, and even honoring the traditions of what they do in the holidays, and how they very much pass it down to generations forward, but still define odds and define labels, and to basically show others that it is possible with God.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Amen. Yeah.
That was good.
That was a good
Whole
episode.
session. Yeah. Lots of
Yeah.
good.
So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
It's been really an honor to be in part of this episode and enjoying this podcast, guys. And really thank you, Martin, for opening up the platform and allowing others to and having encouraging others to be ourselves, but also do what's right, and to not only be being vulnerable, but with the right purpose and with the right intent.
Right.
So I want to thank you for that, Martin.
No, I appreciate it, and I want to say thank you to you, because you open up your story to all these other listeners who you can inspire, and you can tell your story, and like I said, like you deserve so much, and everything's gonna come your way. And trust God and trust your path. Always trust the journey, no matter how hard the obstacles get, and you deserve the world, and you're gonna get it one day.
Oh,
Never quit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I would like to encourage others too, that even though I'm telling myself as well that no matter how successful you will get, criticism will come in your way. But also stay grounded in humble in the foundation that you have in the heart here. Whether it's your higher being, or whether it's something that drives you through.
That's right. Got to stay humble. Remember where you came from and how you rose up.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys for all listening to another episode of the Broke Boys. I really appreciate this episode, and thank you, Nico, for inspiring all these other listeners that are listening today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So is there anything that you want to give, like a special shout out to anybody, family member, somebody in particular?
I also want to give a shout out to my bandmates from Eminent Groove, my band leader, Margo Montoya, guitar player, Carlos Perez, Latin percussionist, James Chaka Thunder Britton, drummer, Pat the Animal Ortiz, and the bass player, the man, Jim Davenport. And I also want to give a shout out to my twin brother and his stage name, NE10. Oh my Lord. And to y'all listeners as well. To y'all, Martin, DJ, Julian, thank y'all for coming.
Thank
Thank you for letting us in your home.
You're welcome, guys.
If they want to find your music, where could they find that at?
You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, Tidal, Deezer, all those digital platforms out there. And look me up, Nico Vargas. You can also look up my twin brother's music, NE10, NE10, NE10. And don't confuse it as NE10 or NE10. Don't confuse it with that. There are some people that confuse that in the beginning, but we clarified it's NE10. Neon with 10 times the energy that is brighter.
Nice.
That's how he puts it.
Nice.
As DJ NE10. And if you just look us up, I also have a YouTube channel, Nico Vargas. Just don't be confused with the Nico Vargas Topic channel. That's for my official music releases. I also have some more videos on my YouTube channel. And also follow Eminent Groove on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, it is at Eminent Groove Band. And my Instagram is the Nico Vargas _8035. Also on Facebook. And also, shucks, what was that? I mean, and all my music on those digital platforms. So be on the lookout for more material and be on the lookout for more shows. So if you follow on Eminent Groove on Instagram and Facebook, be on the lookout for more shows, y'all. Yeah. Thank you so much for your support, guys.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for listening. We love you guys. Much love.
Love y'all.
Thank you to Wode. Thank you to Isaac. How do you spell your Instagram user?
It's Yo Isaac or Yo _ Isaac.
Yeah.
Zeros instead of O's.
There you go. Yeah, much love. Take care. Peace.
All right, peace, y'all.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
We're the Broke Boys from the hood.
We're grateful this year we were stood.
We wish your Christmas will be good.
We always give you like we should.
We riding high on Santa's sleigh up to the sky. No way the Grinch will